¿Esto funciona? Qué raro.
Hola.
Ahora sale el hola ahí. Madre mía. Vale. A ver, ¿esto qué es? Te dejo mi like, bro. 200 mensajes de gracias por pasarte por mi directo.
Asesino de YOLO Trolls. Y bienvenido a mi canal. César Hernández. Y bienvenido a mi canal. Mola. Hola V. ¿Cómo va todo?
Hola. Hola a todos, bienvenidos. Esto empieza en breve, ¿vale? Estoy ya pues cerrando programas y cositas de estas. Y nada, vamos allá. Vamos a continuar la partida. Por donde lo dejamos, que era justamente... estábamos en la ciudad. Hostia, qué rápido ha cargado esto. Vale. Sí, aquí teníamos esto, que podía... Esto para sacar bebidas gratis y por aquí no había nada más, ¿no? Nah. Pues nada, vámonos para allá. Tenemos que ir a... ¿Esto qué es? Hay que tocarlo. No. ¿Será para llamar al ascensor para entrar o...?
LOKODVSTP. Y bienvenido a mi canal. Hola.
Hola, loco Duster.
I was about to return to give Ember a piece of my mind when...
Transporting you to the nearest safety services.
Bueno, pues... Pues nada, he decidido hacer un pequeño directo. No sé si se oye bien o no. La verdad, estoy mirando a ver, ¿se oye bien? ¿Se me oye
¿Cómo
bien?
está? ¿Cuánto tiempo?
Eso digo yo, ¿cuánto tiempo, compañero? ¿Qué tal estás? ¿Cómo te va todo?
Se escucha perfecto XD.
Gracias, asesino de YOLO Trolls.
¿Y qué pasó con tu nombre en foto?
Ostras, están saliendo ahora los títulos de la gente. Mira, esto es el principio. O eso, o el... Bueno, como mola. Ahora te lo digo. Lo que daste. Es que tengo la música súper alta. Hostia, como mola. La ciudad. ¿Era un Pokémon? ¿Qué pasó con mi nombre? Pues... Nada, decidí hacerle un cambio al canal, así como de lavado de cara con el cambio del logo.
La música está un poco alta.
Sí, ya. La voy a ver si la puedo bajar un poquillo. De aquí. Así, ahora la he
Bájale
bajado.
un poquito al juego, un poquito.
Sí, ya le he bajado. Le he bajado al Streamlabs, ¿vale? Ahora cuando pueda jugar, se la bajo al juego. Esto es como las...
XD.
Esto es como las películas. Cuando están hablando los protagonistas se oye súper bajito, que no se oye. Y cuando ven a los anuncios se sube todo.
This place was a paradise compared to the Union City I'd left all those years ago. Joey had certainly turned the place around. I had to find the stalkers, and whoever he was, Graham was my only lead.
Yo estaba estudiando, por eso no he estado casi en YouTube.
Me parece muy bien, tío, que apuestes por los estudios. A ver, vamos a ver si puedo poner... A ver. Vamos a ver. Opciones, sonido. Es que, mira, se ha subido la música, se ha subido un montón. No, normalmente no las tengo tengo tan alto la música. Ahora creo que ahora pues voy a ponerlo normal, porque si no después para los otros juegos que donde esté la música normal.
Yo ya terminé todo y me quedó tiempo para pasarme.
Me alegro un montón que últimamente no sé si eras tú el que No sé, alguien entraba y decía, estoy estudiando, te dejo mi like.
Lo cogerá el Games.
Vea.
Y bienvenido a mi canal. Hola, señor Shishio.
A ver, ¿por qué la música? ¿Por qué la música o sea, yo la bajo y se restablece y se pone donde le da la gana? Vale, ahora no. Bien. Atrás y reanudar. Hola, loco Gerald. Bueno, pues nada, hemos entrado en la ciudad. En el capítulo 1 me costó 2 horas para entrar aquí. Y ahora estamos en la ciudad. A ver, ¿podemos hablar con la gente o qué? No, no se puede hablar con esto. No se puede interactuar con la gente. Oh, mira, la máquina de bebida gratis. ¿No? Sí, ¿no? La máquina de bebida gratis. Dispensador de bebida normal. Esto se puede... No. No se puede... Ah, sí que se puede. La voy a aplicar. Ahora cada vez que alguien va a usarla. Bueno, cuando vaya alguien a usarlo va a sonar la alarma, creo yo. A ver, había algo por ahí que me ha salido. A ver. No sé qué. A ver, descarga anuncios. Mostrar anuncios. Descarga anuncio. Cargar anuncio para la ciudad. Limpieza. ¿Este se puede mover? Movible. Ah, mira, sí se puede mover. Ah. Ahí, vale. Y este se puede mover. Este no se puede mover. Bueno, pues ahí pone limpieza. No sé lo de la limpieza cómo funciona. Pero esto no se puede mover. Aplicar. Vale. No sé muy bien para qué funciona eso. Pero bueno, podemos mirar cosas por aquí. A ver si hay más cosas que puedo toquetear. Safety Service. ¿Qué es esto de Safety Service? Vale, ¿no puedo interactuar con él? Sí. Usar.
Se ve bien el juego.
Sí. El juego este es que es nuevo, o sea, es una secuela de otro juego que salió hace como 2015 o algo así.
Sounds delightful.
That's the spirit. Now, Mr. Grundy, we both know why you're here, don't we?
I guess we do.
Your firmware, it's ridiculously out of date.
Let's get you sorted then, shall we? Go on, place your hand on the platform.
¿Por qué?
Why should I?
Oh, Graham, what a ridiculous question. How do you expect to access your messages? Or vote on important city issues? Or use the travel system? Please consent to the firmware update.
Vale.
Okay, here goes.
Tengo que actualizarlo porque si no, no puedo leer los mensajes privados de este tío, que era uno de los...
What's very strange?
What's very strange?
You said that's very strange a moment ago. Something about my data.
I didn't. You said, what's very strange?
I only said it because you said that's very strange.
Great. What else can I do for you, Citizen Graham?
There was something strange about the ID that I had acquired. While she may have lost the plot, I definitely hadn't.
Vamos a ver, firmware.
So is my firmware all up to date?
It sure is, Citizen
Vale,
Graham.
se ve bien. Me alegro de que te guste. Ay, el gatete que sale de la caja.
I see you have 2 weeks of public voting to catch up on. Better find a terminal and hop to it.
Cosa
Would you
rara.
mind scanning my U-chip like you did before?
But, Graham, your firmware is up to date.
Humor me.
Okay.
Well, that's very strange.
There, you just did it again.
Because you asked me to humor you.
I mean, you said that's very strange again.
I assure you that I have a precise log of this entire conversation, and I said no such thing.
Bueno,
Porque
aquí
casi
me puedo...
todos los
Every time she
youtubers
tried to
tienen ese
access my
gato en la
data,
pantalla
the last few seconds
XD.
of her memory was wiped.
Is there anything else I can help you
Ese
with?
gatito... Bueno, es que se puede cambiar.
I'm looking for a vehicle.
Ese es un
the
gatito de
monopod
Twitch.
station can be found at either end of the piazza.
Are there any vehicles in the city that have legs?
Polite request for disambiguation. By legs, do you mean a vehicle transporting prosthetics, flat-packed furniture, or fried chicken?
I mean a vehicle with legs for propulsion.
Do you mean a skateboard
Muchos
or
streamers
scooter?
lo usan,
You
jaja.
are no help.
Sí, es que es
I'm
gratis.
here to help.
Es free. Vaya, el niño desaparecido.
Listen, I don't know if you'll be able to help on this.
I'm here to help.
Okay. I'm looking for a child that went missing 2 days ago.
And from which part of the city did this child go missing?
He was from outside the city.
I can only help you locate citizens.
Bueno, voy a decirle adiós porque total, no lo
Y
estoy
lo
sacando.
free es
Was I
friesco.
helpful?
Yes.
Would you like to fill out a survey?
Sí.
Yeah. Why not?
Excellent. Question 1 of 100.
¿Uno de 100?
Are you satisfied?
Whoops. Gotta go.
Claro,
Now that
claro.
I dealt with my UChip problem,
Voy a
I need
responder
to
100
find out more
preguntas.
about my new identity. Graham Grundy.
List in the bins provided.
Ah, sí, tengo la batería del robot, pobre robot, tú. Que le quité la batería y murió. ¿Qué es eso? Ah, más bebida. A ver, ¿hacia dónde tengo que ir? Máquina expendedora, no, gracias. Ah, espérate, ahora la tengo activado el esto.
Milo's trail was running cold. I needed to check out Graham's home.
Disfrute.
Ya vuelvo, compi.
No, quiero coger la bebida. Es que jugar con el mando es un poco complicado. A ver. Allí hay un robot que está haciendo algo. ¿Qué es eso? Broch. ¿Qué es este robot que está aquí flotando?
Hey,
Hey.
got a minute?
For you, sir, I have all day.
What do you do here?
My name is Hollow, and it is my pleasure to serve the wonderful people of Union City on this glorious Aspiration Day.
And what are you serving?
Well, social climbers can bring their aspiration brooches to me.
And then what?
I use this machine here to customize the hologram projected on the brooch. Isn't that fun?
It's a real parade.
Consejos.
What can you tell me about the council?
Nothing that you won't have heard already. However, if you take a look behind my stall, you can catch a great view of the Citadel,
The Citadel?
where the council are based. It can be seen through the skyline right behind me.
Vale.
What
Broche
is an
de...
aspiration brooch?
A special wearable reward to Union City's esteemed social climbers. Courtesy of the council,
Yes, but what do they do?
the brooch permits entry to areas around the city, exclusive to social climbers, such as the Old History exhibit in the Museum of New History. It also tells your fellow citizens how great at gathering kudos you are.
Niño
Heard
desaparecido.
anything about missing children?
Oh my, that's above my pay grade. Are they social climbers?
No. They were taken
Soy
into the city from
arribista.
the Gap.
Well, I certainly wouldn't have had anything to do with that.
How can I get my hands on one of these brooches?
You didn't receive one in the post?
I don't think so.
That's because aspiration brooches are only delivered to social climbers. You need an awful lot more kudos to be in with the shop.
Maybe next month, eh?
Sure. Or year, perhaps.
Pues...
So you change people's aspiration brooch?
Only if they ask me to.
Sure. How do you change it?
First, my customer places their aspiration brooch here in the machine slot. Then, through me, they can choose which hologram they'd like the brooch to display.
And you put it on the brooch?
Now you're getting it.
Sounds simple enough.
Vale.
What's your role again?
Through me, social
Vale,
climbers can
se está
customize the
repitiendo-
app. I'm especially busy this time of year.
So only social climbers get given these aspiration brooches?
Correct. And those brooches can be customized here at my
Vale,
stall.
ya no voy a decir nada más. Hasta luego.
I can't wait.
Suelen tener muy poca...
All the social
a lo
climbers.
mejor ahí hay algo.
Customize your aspiration brooch here.
No tengo broches de esos. Pero, espérate, ¿y con la máquina? Oh, puedo juguetear con la máquina. Espérate, que si tengo campo de visión más grande... No. ¿Y aquí? ¿Esto qué es? ¿Y esto qué es? Terminal Minos. Usar. Ah, esto es para ver lo de los correos. Es verdad que me han activado el firewall, pero podré ver los correos de este tío. Tengo esto. Misterio de la aspiración. Hace 14 días. Mensaje. Cortes de misterio de la aspiración. Nos hemos percatado de que su saldo de kudos ha vuelto a bajar este mes. El misterio de aspiración está aquí para ayudarle a aspirar. ¿Qué? La empresa de pedestales holográficos hace 14 días. Sondeo, no sé qué. Buah. ¿Y esto qué es? Hola, Graham. No olvides que mañana por la mañana publicaremos los nombres de los ganadores del concurso de fotografía de Union City. Un montón de correos que no me interesan. Lo que me interesa es esto, los mensajes. A ver. Ve historial de kudos. Pero no, esto no son los mensajes. Datos bloqueados. No podía acceder al mensaje de Graham. Lo añadí a mi lista de cosas que hacer. Bueno, pedestal holográfico. Ah, tengo un... Ah, vale. Pues salir. No sé, esto tampoco me parece que sea muy interesante. Datos personales. Va. Pues no hay... No, o sea, no puedo acceder al correo. Vale. Robot, espérate, ahí hay un robot. Robot altavoz, examinar. Espérame, robot aspirador. Uy, ¿y esto es la entrepierna de esta estatua?
I'd never tell him, but Joey's statue looked magnificent.
Ah, la estatua del amigo. Vale. A lo mejor tengo que entrar por aquí. Vamos a ver. Por aquí hay una entrada. Museo de la Historia. Entrar. En estos momentos el Museo de Historia Nueva no está abierto. Vuelve más tarde.
The museum wasn't open yet. I'd have to come back later.
Vale. No puedo alcanzar el puñetero robot.
The robot was spitting out the occasional motivational message.
Vale, solo escupe mensajes. Y aquí puedo hablar con alguien de
I was
estos.
enjoying my time in the piazza, but I doubted I'd learn much about Graham here.
Vale, me tengo que ir de aquí. Ah, voy a ir al bar ese de ahí. No puedo ir en muchos más sitios. O sí, no lo sé. Terminal de la cafetería. Usar. Lo he usado. ¿Qué? He usado el botón. Espérate, aquí hay para hacer toquetear esto. Personalizar sabor naranja, edulcorante, alarma. Hostia, ¿la alarma puedo moverla? Movible.
Johnny Martínez. Y bienvenido a mi canal. Hola.
Hola, Johnny Martínez. ¿Este robot qué? ¿Me va a traer la comida o no sé? No sé lo que va a hacer. Había un escalón, no sé. Aquí hay algo.
The sound system projected music around the whole cafe.
No sé. ¿Puedo toquetearlo? Sí que se puede toquear el sistema de música. Música... no. No se puede reproducir música, no se puede mover, ¿vale? Pero sí que se puede mover este. Eso quiere decir que hay algo por aquí que se puede... ¿y este de ahí? Sistema de puerta de la zona VIP. Oh. ¿Puedo moverla? Ostras, si puedo moverla. La reproducción negativa. Educadamente, afectuosamente. Abrir puerta, venga. Aplicar. Ahora cuando intente entrar, me abrirá la puerta. Vale, puedo entrar. Bien. No sé para qué quiero entrar aquí, pero que aquí no hay nada. Pero bueno, puedo entrar. Porque he pirateado esto. Pero el robot este se ha quedado ahí pillado, no sé.
Now that I'd resolved my outdated U-chip problem, it was time to look deeper into my alter ego.
No sé si puedo hablar con él. O qué cojones pasa. ¿Puedo hablar con él? No, se ha quedado pillado ahí el robot para siempre, forever. Bueno, pues nada. No sé. Mira, por aquí hay más cosas. ¿Esto qué es? Terminal de Greta. Usar. ¿Qué es esto? La tía
It's
esta.
most excellent to see you again, Graham Grundy.
The pleasure is all mine.
How can I be of assistance today?
Nada, no me puedes ayudar en nada. Ahora mismo en nada.
Au
Nada.
revoir.
¿Qué tal, Johnny Martínez?
Now that I'd
¿Todo
dealt
bien?
with my U-chip problem, I needed to find out more about my new identity, Graham Grundy.
¿Por aquí atrás hay algo? Se ha quedado súper pillado el robot ese cuando he apretado ahí, pero no sé qué es. ¿Esto qué es? Terminal míos, vale, son terminal míos. Que no me sirven de nada. Pues yo creo que me iré a otro lugar. Aquí no hay nada.
Welcome, citizen.
Bienvenido. Mira.
Where would you like to go?
Hogar Graham.
I knew Graham had some sort of connection to Milo's kidnapping.
O sea,
His
hogar,
home would be
claro.
my best, in fact, my only lead.
Ya
Take me
que...
to Graham, my home.
Lakeview Apartments. Certainly, Citizen Graham.
The city knew a lot more about Graham than I did.
Mola un montón la ciudad. Y el medio de transporte está chulo, pero vamos, que si eso está mal hecho, porque imagínate que 50 personas quieren subirse al cacharro ese, pues es como el metro.
As
La
I
bola se va a
arrived,
pique.
masquerading as a dead man called Graham, I was apprehensive about but I had no choice. I had to find the stalker. And whoever he was, Graham was my only lead.
Bueno, hemos llegado. ¿Son cámaras de seguridad? No. Bueno, el muñeco es verdad que no salta. Voy a mirar primero por fuera lo que hay. No hay mucho que mirar. Pero voy a mirar así con esto. Anuncio. Espérate, el anuncio se puede... Orgullo... bueno, no se puede cambiar. No hay ninguna acción cerca para... Si dices, ¿hay alguna opción cerca que se activa? Anuncio a 5 metros. Ahora sí. Puedo mostrar el anuncio este. Este no se puede mover. Este sí, este se puede mover. Vale, lo único que puedo cambiar es... esto por ahí. Y ya está, no se puede, solo se puede mover eso. Vale. Pues nada, aplicamos y ya está. Vaya.
The seal on the floor showed my buddy Joey just as I remembered him, when I left him in charge all those years ago.
¿Y esa tía? ¿Por qué se me acerca?
Hey, buddy, watch where you're standing.
What's
Sí.
your problem?
Your face, for one.
Vale. Me dice mi cara y...
Staring at the floor like a moron, you'd have seen me.
Do you know where I can find Joey?
Oh, I don't know, weirdo. They say he walked into the gap, or sailed across the sea. Either way, he abandoned us all in this place.
You don't like
Madre
it?
mía, qué fea que es.
Needs more color, wouldn't you agree?
Do you know a guy called Graham Grundy?
Nope. Sounds like a moron.
In that case, let me introduce myself. Graham Grundy.
Doesn't surprise me.
Madre mía, es fea la tía con ganas.
I didn't catch your name.
I'm your mama.
What? Do you live here?
Do I look like I live here?
I'm not from around here. Maybe everyone here looks like you.
Yeah? And what do I look like?
Trouble.
Keep walking.
Pues solo me queda
What
preguntar.
happened after Joey left?
Well, duh. Council runs the city now.
Pues nada.
Seriously, I'd like to know your name.
Seriously. Go find a friend.
What are you doing here?
Oh, what do you want?
Just information.
Yeah? So go visit the museum.
Pues nada, me voy.
I'll leave you to whatever it was you were doing.
Aw, really? I'll miss you.
Yes, I'm...
Madre mía, es fea con ganas. La tía.
Hey, dirtbag. What's your favorite color?
Huh?
You heard me. What's your favorite color?
El azul.
Blue?
Lame.
But you're wearing... Never mind.
Later, man purse.
Later, backpack.
Ha! You got nothing.
Clearly not everyone in Union City was quite as courteous as they were happy.
Pues me parece muy bien. Me dice a mí. Dice que el azul es simple y ella va vestida de azul. Madre mía. No sé qué piso es el mío. Llamar al ascensor. ¿Esto qué es? Ascensor. Vale. ¿Y esto qué es? Puerta del apartamento usar. Disculpe, ciudadana, esta no es su residencia, ¿no? Ah, pues no puedo piratearla. En plan de lo pirateo y... robot de limpieza.
The cleaning robot was clearly designed to carry heavy water tanks.
¿Otra vez la tía esa?
Someone had spilt paint on the floor. Looked like someone planned on doing some painting. Hey,
What are you looking at?
nothing.
Then go look at nothing somewhere else.
Vaya, gracias.
The holdall was stained with paint.
Pues nada, llamaremos el ascensor.
Calling the already present elevator did nothing. No surprise there.
Creo que está abajo. Sí, supongo. Usar. ¿Vivo en el piso 1? Hostia, mayordomo.
Wait, I know that you, Chip. Oh my, is it really? Yes, it is. Master Graham, you have returned. How wonderful.
Oh, good day, huh?
I shall inform Madam and her guest that you have arrived. She will be so pleased.
No, that won't be necessary.
She will be overjoyed that you have finally returned to the bosom of the family.
Madre mía, ¿y estos quién son?
My apologies for the interruption, Madam Songbird. It's Master Graham.
What about him, Chipworth?
It appears he has arrived home, Madam.
He has, but that's wonderful! Oh, thank Joey! My dear husband is back!
Ah, I was hoping to meet you, Mr. Grundy. Mentor Alonso, Ministry of Well-Being. I was just here to investigate some irregularities.
I'm sure my Graham needs a few moments to freshen up. Why don't I show you my kudos records? I don't know who you are, but right now we're both in a lot of trouble. So for both our sakes, you'd better convince the mentor that you're Graham.
Yes, of course.
I'll stall him. Just don't come through that door until you know enough about Graham to pass yourself off as him.
Don't worry. You can count on me. I wasn't sure what I'd walked into.
Claro, y me ha extrañado que la tía me dijera eso.
When I was Graham, I needed to find out more about him. His job, his family, his state of mind. The mentor could ask me about anything. Information about Graham was scattered all over the place. All I had to do was look around. A shelf full of sports gear and awards from years gone by.
A ver, se queda pillado algunas veces.
Rhythmic gymnastics, first place. That looked like Graham and his wife on their wedding day. They looked blissfully in love.
¿Y esto qué es? Cristal.
Amethyst or purple glass? Either way, it looked expensive.
Libros.
Fairy tales, courtly romances, and art books.
Y bueno, equipo deportivo, vino.
Union City Red. I suspected it was more fruit juice than wine.
Vale, ¿y qué más tengo por aquí?
At least one person in the city appreciated a nice cup of coffee. Although I doubted Union City Blend contained even an ounce of actual coffee beans.
Cocina.
Personally, I preferred an open fire for cooking.
Horno.
Definitely an improvement on the food dispensers they used to have here.
Hostia, ¿puedo... sistema de cocina, ¿puedes unirlo a algo? No lo puedes piratear. No, no es pirateable. Si no, dispensar bebida cuando enciendes en la cafetera. Tendría que ser. Eso tendría... ¡Hola, qué susto!
Hello there. Chipworth, wasn't it?
Master Graham, may I say, sir is looking even more fabulous than usual today.
Why, thank you.
Has Master Graham lost weight?
Maybe. Does Master Graham look like he's lost weight?
Oh, yes, sir. And it would appear sir has gained some height as well. Bravo.
Tell me, Chipworth, who was that woman just now?
But that was sir's wife, Madam Songbird.
Yes, of course. My wife.
Is sir quite feeling himself?
It's fine. I've just been having a difficult few days.
How serendipitous that the well-being mentor is here then, is it not, sir?
Entrevista.
This mentor, what will he ask me about?
The Ministry of Well-being is always concerned, sir, with a citizen's well-being.
Well-being?
That's right, sir. A citizen's health and happiness, their relationships and social life, all of the utmost importance to the Ministry. He might also inquire if sir needs any support in the workplace or similar.
Why exactly was I selected?
I believe sir's 2-week-long work, poll, and social hiatus may have raised some concerns. Just be yourself, sir, and you will be fine.
Of course, because I am Graham Grundy.
Sí.
Tell me about that woman.
A woman? Can sir possibly be referring to his good lady wife?
Humor me. For instance, her name would be...
Madam Songbird. Clearly, sir is not feeling quite
Songbird es canto de pájaro.
Sir, he even forgot dear old Chipworth's name earlier.
Who?
Me, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you do, Chipworth?
Whatever Sir desires.
Can you move things with your mind?
Sadly, sir, one's capabilities are restricted to the minutiae of domestic service.
Shame.
We are what we are, sir.
At least as far as anyone else needs to know. Ah, how are you, Chipworth?
I am well, sir. Thank you for inquiring.
Who was that guy in here when I arrived?
Is Sir referring to the... That would be the Honorable Mentor Alonso, Senior Officer at the Ministry of Well-Being. I believe that he would like to see you next.
He would?
Mentor Alonso indicated that there were one or two anomalies in Master Graham's records. Public voting, kudos levels, employment, whereabouts within the city.
Just some minor things, then.
Consumption patterns, biosigns, indication of physical existence.
I think I get the picture.
But I'm sure there's a simple answer, Master Graham.
Chipworth, tell me everything you know about me.
Request respectfully declined, sir.
But aren't you my butler droid?
Yes, sir. I have been Sir's butler for a very long time.
Then why can't you tell me?
Standing orders, sir.
Whose orders?
You... nice try, sir. Almost had me.
Graham had made sure his droid wouldn't talk. I had to do my own investigating.
O sea, yo mismo le he dicho al robot... Bueno, el verdadero yo le había dicho al robot que no eso.
Please, can you water the plants, Chipworth?
Very good, sir. Excuse me, please.
Ah, no, no puedo... Vale. Pues vamos a ver, ¿por aquí puedo pasar? Vale. Uf, aquí hay más cosas que...
Hit by the acrid smell of chemicals. I wondered if Graham self-medicated.
Listo. No sé por qué sale conversación con el mapa, con el póster este.
When I came to Union City 10 years ago, this was very much the case. These days, I wasn't so sure.
Listo. ¿Qué hay ahí? Una impresora.
A printer? It was rare to see one of those.
Ahí hay algo. Un libro...
How to survive a war. Better just to not be around to see them.
Ah, el Minos este. Pero aquí podré ver mi correo o no podré verlo. Porque no, sigo sin poder
I
verlo.
couldn't access Graham's messages. I added that to my list of things to look into.
Vale, pues nada, eso no sirve nada. Otro libro aquí.
Espionage during the Hobart Wars.
Vale.
Nice to see the propaganda was still around.
Hay muchas esto. A ver. Cortina opaca, examinar.
The blind blocked out all the light from outside.
Uniforme de misterio.
A uniform like the one Graham's wife wore. It was cut for someone much larger. The logo on the uniform was quite distinct.
Vale, y esto, productos químicos.
Developing fluid in trays. I hadn't seen gear like this since I was a child.
Joder, pues hay un montón de cosas. Trenes terrestres.
It looked like one of the land trains from the city walls. It was a detailed model.
Medallas.
An impressive collection of medals, ranging from bravery to long service. Most of the medals dated back to before I was born.
Antigüedad.
A sword?
Un
The
espada.
blade was cracked.
¿Y el helicóptero?
A security forces copter. I still had nightmares about those things. Twice I'd flown in them, and both times they'd crashed. I hoped I wouldn't have to risk it a third time.
Vale, y ahí hay otro póster.
I wondered if the people knew that Hobart agents had helped me save their city.
Que no sé por qué cuando ves un póster pone listo, como si estuvieras
A
hablando.
cavalcade of cryptids. Someone believed in monster stories.
Vale, pues nada. No hay muchas cosas por aquí. Hay una caja vacía ahí.
The box was for a deluxe hollow plinth replacement lens. There was nothing inside.
Y, a ver, por el suelo... Ah, mira, zapatillas. Zapatos.
You can tell a lot about a man from his shoes. In this case, that the man had no taste.
Vale, pues nada. Por arriba no hay nada. Ya lo he visto todo. Espérate, no, hay fotografías colgadas.
Looked like these photos were taken by the city walls.
Vale, pues creo que ya lo he visto todo. Me voy por aquí. Aquí hay otra puerta. Vale. Ducha.
Tempting, but I'd already had my monthly bath.
Este mes ya me he duchado. Escáner médico. Ah. ¿Puedo escanearme médico?
Welcome back, Graham. Displaying your health chart now. It has been 2 weeks since your last checkup. You have lost weight. Congratulations. It has been noted that your height has increased. Adjusting records accordingly. Scanning for medical implants. Error. Implant missing. Refreshing biomodification database. Please wait. Removing cardiac implant registration. Registering Schriebman port as new implant.
The scanner had detected my
Schriebman
port, which allowed me to interact with Link, the city's old network. Since then, I'd pretty much forgotten about it.
Adjusting your health rating from C to A+.
I was considerably fitter than Graham. That was good to know. What devices do I have installed?
You possess a U-chip personal data implant in the perlicue of your right hand. It is functioning correctly. Your cardiac regulator implants have been marked as removed. Please return them to your nearest medical waste facility. You possess a Schriebman local interneural connection port in the 3rd cervical vertebrae. This hardware predates the Minos system and cannot be accessed at this terminal.
That's probably for the best.
You are welcome, Citizen Graham.
Do you have any advice for me?
A single can of Spankles contains more than your daily dietary requirements. Look for the clown. Drink Spankles. Keep a smile on your face.
Eso suena como droga.
You are welcome, Citizen Graham.
Y ya está.
That's all for now.
Due to the alteration of your physical parameters, a new uniform has been ordered and will arrive at your home shortly. Keep a smile on your face.
Sí, sí.
I was a lot healthier than Graham. In fact, I'd say Graham was downright unhealthy. I had made some headway, but I still needed to know about Graham's work and social standing.
Vale. ¿Puedo usar el bate?
After 10 years in the Gap, I'd almost forgotten what a toilet looked like.
¿Puedo piratear algo aquí? No puedo piratear el baño. Chorro de bidet. Ah, ostras, tirar de la cadena, abre el grifo. Ay, cada vez que... Esto lo voy a dejar así. Cada vez que alguien se lave la mano... se tira de la cadena. No sé. Bueno, vamos a ver. A ver, ostras, espérate. Cada vez que tira... Ah, no. Esto. Y... Ahora sí. A ver, cada vez que me intente lavar las manos se encenderá la ducha. A ver. Intenta lavarte las manos, tío. Ay, bueno. Cerrar.
There was a boot print. Curious. So Graham was a cleaning supervisor? I needed to find out who he worked for. If I slipped up, I'd be exposed right away.
Vale, si hay una huella ahí es porque el tío... ¿Por qué hay una huella ahí?
There was a boot print. Curious. Someone had stepped up onto the toilet seat.
Puedo subir. Exactamente, claro. ¿Para qué?
A box had been hidden outside the window.
Vale,
If I
ahí.
could get the window open, I'd be able to reach that box.
Vale, ¿y cómo se abre esa ventana? ¿Y cómo se abre esa ventana? Porque no... Dices, bueno, se abre de alguna forma, pero no. No sé. ¿Subir? Pero esto de subir solo me sirve para...
Get the window open. I'd be able to reach that box.
¿Cómo se abre esta ventana? ¿Cómo se abre esa ventana? No. Plato de ducha, baño y lavabo. Solo está eso. Vale. Como no sea cogiendo algo de aquí y lanzándolo, no sé cómo se abrirá esa ventana, la verdad. Ahora mismo no lo sé. ¿Y qué más puedo hacer? ¿Qué más hay? Un jarrón aquí. ¿Puedo piratear esto? Por ejemplo, la cafetera. No se pueden mover, no. No se pueden mover. No se pueden mover. No. No se pueden mover. En plan, para que se fastidiara. Bueno, espérate. La tía está en ese. Puerta del armario. Usar. A ver, ¿aquí qué hay? Nada. Hay cosas de la limpieza. Vaya, no puedo pasar por ahí.
Excuse me, please.
Chimenea falsa.
Something told me the fire was not authentic.
Televisor, encender. Vaya. Sí que he dado la vuelta para encenderlo. Noticia de un sitio. Un canal. A ver. ¿Puedo? Ah, ¿puedo toquetear la chimenea? Establecer intensidad del calor. ¿Esto lo puedo mover? No. Pero esto tampoco lo puedo mover. O los proyectores de no sé qué. Pero esto sí, aplicar de pedestal holográfico. Pero no se puede pasar a ningún lado. Es pedestal este.
The trees in the gap weren't as pretty, but at least they were real.
Vacaciones de la tía, fotografías del artista.
The pictures were all of Graham's wife. They were photochemical prints, taken using an old-style film camera. The retro technology had managed to blend songbirds seamlessly into the fake backgrounds. The photography was impressive, but the subject didn't look happy. The pictures in the apartment told a sad story. A blissful romance that had soured with time.
Vale. Y creo que... Habla.
Chipworth?
Hello, Master Graham.
Deberes de
I
mayordomo.
need you to do something for me.
Just say the word, sir.
A ver... Ventanas.
Please, can you open the windows, Chipworth?
I am sorry, sir, but the window controls are in Madame Songbird's room. I would not wish to disturb the mentor while he is with her.
Vale, para abrir tengo que entrar donde está la tía esa.
I see. We shouldn't disturb her then.
Indeed, sir. However, if the air temperature is a concern, might consider dispensing with his coat?
It is rather warm.
And pungent, sir.
Vale.
I need you to do something
¿Qué
for me.
más puedo hacer? Puedes hacer...
Say the word, sir.
Vete a hacer la colada.
Please, can you do the laundry, Chipworth?
Excellent idea, sir. I'll have your coat cleaned in no time.
On second thought, my coat's fine.
As sir wishes.
No, pues, a ver.
I
¿Qué más?
need you to do something for me.
Just say the word, sir.
Limpieza.
Please, can you tidy up the apartment, Chipworth?
Very good, sir.
Yo sé. ¿Puedo entrar aquí?
I knew about Graham's health, but I still needed to find out about his work and social standing. Perhaps I'd find more on his personal terminal. I needed to find out more information if I wanted to avoid getting caught out.
Vale, tengo que irme al terminal Minos, que está aquí dentro. Y ver... No, el libro no. Este. Usa el terminal. A ver, no sé. ¿Qué me falta por saber? City Life. Pedestal holográfico. El pedestal holográfico lo puedo cambiar al bonsai, pues lo cambio al bonsai. Datos personales. Pues si tengo 0 datos personales.
A chart showing that Graham's kudos score had recently dropped. I wondered what had caused such a sharp decline. I had gathered quite a bit of information about his health and social situation, but I still needed to know exactly what he did for a living.
Pues si lo he visto, creo que lo he visto, que era basurero o algo de eso. En el póster que hemos visto en el cuarto de baño. No, aquí no hay nada. Creo que estaba en el cuarto de baño aquí. En la foto esta.
So Graham was a cleaning supervisor? I needed to find out who he worked for. If I slipped up, I'd be exposed right away.
Vale, no está aquí. Y el robot, hablando con el robot, no podría...
Hello, Master Graham.
Tell me about the mentor.
As a high-ranking official of the Ministry of Well-being, he is here, I am sure, to evaluate the well-being...
Vale.
Well-being?
Health, social participation, work fulfillment, the usual, sir.
Is this interview just going to be a...
Correct.
And what happened?
Incorrectly, sir. Get them wrong.
Perhaps I hit my head on something.
Ha! Very droll, sir. Very droll.
Might
I suggest that, sir?
I didn't have long. I needed to learn about Graham Grundy and fast.
Vale, pues...
Goodbye, Chipworth.
Have a very...
Vale, necesito saber de qué trabaja este tío.
You can tell a lot about a man from his shoes. In this case, that the man had no taste.
A ver. Tío, pues es... Tiene un uniforme.
A uniform like the one Graham's wife wore. It was cut for someone much larger. I needed to find out who he worked for. If I slipped up, I'd be exposed right away.
Vale. Medallas, una katana, productos químicos, una caja vacía, el holograma ese que cambia, y el póster este, ¿qué?
The droids who stare at goats. A classic.
Ah, sí, vale. ¿En la basura? A ver, aquí solo está la impresora. Espérate, ¿la impresora puedo hacer algo? No, no puedo toquetearla. Pero sí que podría mejor imprimir algo, ¿no?
A printer? It was rare to see one of
No,
those.
no puedo imprimir nada. Pues solo me queda al terminar Minos otra vez. Espérate, ahí hay algo. Tablero de corcho. Ahí, vamos a mirar.
Among the drawings were photographs, land trains, and the city walls.
Vale, este tiene que ser algo de los trenes.
The calendar showed today as a holiday. Aspiration Day.
¿Y el póster este?
Anti-Hobart propaganda. Some things never change.
Pues tendrá que estar en el ordenador este. Como su puesto de trabajo o algo, ¿no? Tendrá que salir por algún lado. Inicio. Vale. Guía cívica. A lo mejor la guía cívica...
The council was made up of 5 ministries. Each ministry had their own logo and distinctive color scheme. From the color of his uniform, it was clear that Graham worked for the Ministry of Comfort. I had learned all I was going to from Graham's apartment. I hoped it would be enough.
Limamos las... Vale, pues ¿he aprendido lo que necesitaba? Creo que sí, ¿no? He aprendido que trabajaba para algo.
Excuse me, please.
A ver, ¿eso qué son? Fotografías artísticas. Ah, ya las he mirado.
If I was going to convince the mentor, I had to be sure I knew enough about Graham.
Entrar
I couldn't keep them waiting any longer. From that point on, I had to be Graham Grundy, cleaning supervisor.
Vale.
Darling, I thought you were going to freshen up.
I was, but I missed the sweet sound of your voice.
Oh, Graham, always the romantic. But please don't kiss me until you've showered.
Wouldn't dream of it. Besides, I couldn't let Alfonso here
Alonso?
monopolize my lovely wife for a moment longer.
In which case, shall we begin?
Of course. Shall we take a seat in the lounge? It was now or never.
Madre mía. Esto va a ser... Aquí vamos a morir.
So, Mr. Grundy.
Mentor Alonso, what would you like to know?
Ah, well, straight to the point. I like that. As I was explaining to your dear wife earlier, there have been some issues with your activity records of late.
Issues? What do you mean?
Mr. Grundy, a word to the wise. This will be much smoother if you leave the questions to me. Now, whilst your records load, remind me, in which ministry are you employed?
Comodidad. Era comodidad.
Comfort. I'm a cleaning supervisor.
Yes, of course.
Ah, mira, acerta.
Here we go. Graham Grundy, 42, cleaning supervisor with the Ministry of
Acerta de
Comfort.
milagro.
Cleaning supervisors require Class C exertive activity certification. I trust that your health rating is sufficient.
I did drop down a bit, but I'm back to Class A+ now.
Excellent, excellent. Very
Elusiox.
good.
Y bienvenido a mi
with that in
canal.
mind, I will
Hola
mark you
Nakama,
as
te lo
fit
voy
for work.
compartiendo.
Hola, Luciox.
Now, obviously, your kudos level will have fluctuated due to your absence. You're a C+ right now. I note you used to be much higher.
Hostia. Aquí me ha pillado. Creo que era B+.
B+.
I didn't spot a plus on the record. Must have been my mistake. Well, that is all I need to check off. But I'd be remiss if I didn't offer you all the extra support and guidance that you need.
Mentor?
When someone goes off-grid, there's usually some underlying trouble. And as
Gracias
a
por
mentor,
compartirlo, Lucio.
I like to think of myself as a bit of a troubleshooter.
Of course. I appreciate the concern.
So, let's get to the bottom of all this confusion. Dig a bit deeper, eh?
Deeper? Yes, right. By all means, Mentor.
Tell me about your workplace. I trust there are no issues.
Buah. Bien, ahí viene la tía. ¿Por qué se acerca? Sí, sí, el depósito de trenes.
The land train facility. It's a fine place to work.
I'm sure it is. Department of Land Trains and Extra
Me viene a hacer ahí el trenecito la tía.
Oh, yes. Couldn't be happier.
We are, of course, very grateful for your service, Mr. Grundy. But there we come to the crux of the matter. Your absence. 15 days is a long time. This is, of course, why my ministry has become involved in your case. We have been concerned for your well-being.
I'm fine. Better than ever, in fact.
Excellent. Now, Speaking of your health, I note you had some surgery last year. Tell me about your implants. Are they working effectively?
El corazón. Sí, sí, el corazón.
You mean my heart regulators? Nothing to worry about. As you can see, the beat goes on.
Yes. Well, I must say you're in remarkable shape considering your medical history. Of course, your mental well-being is just as important to us. How are you getting on with your rather peculiar hobbies?
¿Qué? Fotos, sí, fotografía.
You mean my photography?
I do, yes.
Oof.
Can't beat the feeling of an old-time film camera.
I can imagine. You have an eye for composition. Although I don't understand your interest in using such archaic technology. Choosing to fiddle with knobs rather than availing of ministry-recommended filters, stabilization, automatic archive, and data retrieval, all courtesy of Minos. If we can't see what you create, how can we share in your interests?
What can I say? I like a challenge.
I'm sure you do, Graham. Well. I have a busy day of appointments, so sadly we must conclude our little chat there.
It's been a pleasure, Mentor.
Hasn't it? So with that in mind, perhaps you can tell me where you've been for the last 2 weeks.
What?
Hostia.
Right. Yes, where have I been the last 2 weeks?
Well?
Okay, so the last 2 weeks, I was working at the land train facility, of course. Cleaning. I'm a cleaning supervisor. And while I was cleaning, I must have bumped my head. The next thing I knew, I was in the middle of nowhere, still on the train. 2 weeks later, the train returned to the city. Cleaner than it's ever been, I might add.
My poor darling! How awful! What a dreadful thing to happen!
I believe I have all the answers I need from you.
Well, that's a relief.
I'm sure it is, Mr. Grundy.
Well, thank you for stopping by.
Just a teeny tiny thing before I go. There appears to be 1 or 2 anomalous results here.
Anomalous? That doesn't sound good.
It may be nothing. But here's the thing. I get strange readings when I scan your U-chip. Any idea why?
Maybe it got damaged when I fell.
Ah, yes. Of course. That's probably it. You see, the only other time I've seen anything like this is when a U-chip has been tampered with. No one would have done that now, would they?
Tampered with? I didn't even know that you could do that.
Graham's a supervisor, not a subversive mentor.
Yes, a supervisor, not a subversive.
Damaged when he fell. Request analysis. There. Perfect. I have everything I need.
Great. Chipbot will show you out.
Chipworth, darling?
Just my little joke. Chipworth.
Good day, Mr. and Mrs. Grundy.
I don't know who you are or what you've done with Graham, but I think we got away with that.
I hope so. I don't think that we would get away with it a second time.
Nor do I. If there is anything wrong with Graham's U-chip, you would better sort it out sharpish, before Alonso's analysis comes back. Who even are you? Where's Graham? Are you that contact he kept ranting about?
Whatever Graham had been up to, it had gotten him killed. I had to come clean with his wife. There's no easy way to say this, but I'm afraid Graham is dead.
What? How? Where?
I found him. In the Gap.
The Gap? What was the idiot doing in the Gap? Was that where he was always sneaking off to? Ugh!
A child, Milo, was abducted from a village out there and brought into Union City. And I think Graham was somehow connected.
Sure, and pigs fly. Listen, stranger. I'm sure you can understand this has been a rather harrowing day. This is all too much for me right now.
Tell me about it.
So, I'm gonna do some damage control on social media. In the meantime, I guess that officially it is your home, so you can stay, but this is my bedroom, and that one is yours. No cute ideas.
Understood.
Vaya.
Songbird seemed rattled by the news. Not surprising. But whoever this contact of Graham's was, I suspected they were the key to finding Milo.
Vale, no podré entrar, ¿no? Creo. Ah, sí puedo entrar. Vale, necesito...
I didn't think Songbird would appreciate me rummaging through her things.
Encender.
I poked at it, but I couldn't get it to turn on. In Union City, even the teddy bears had screens.
Vaya.
This one was broken.
Está rota. Vale, libros.
The shelf was loaded with books on management, business theory, and military strategy.
No me interesa la teoría, si no sé qué. Ah, mira aquí.
A collection of toy animals were lined up in little baskets. One was missing.
Falta uno. Ah, le falta un peluche.
Kevin Kangaroo.
Que viene el canguro. Ah, tiene lógica. ¿Qué es eso de Jasmine?
Jasmine.
Vale, pues sí, pues. ¿Dónde está eso para abrir las ventanas? ¿Será esto? Control climático. Abrir ventanas.
Hey, don't touch that. Open windows. I can't even right now.
¿He abierto las ventanas? Podré ir a... ¡No! Tendré que decírselo a este. Clipo, hablar.
Excuse me.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sí, bueno, a ver, quiero... Deberes
I need you to do
mayordomo.
something for me.
Just say the word, sir.
Please,
Ventanas.
can you open the windows, Chipworth?
Very good, sir.
Vale, mientras él va, yo voy a... ¿Habrá ido ya a apretar el botón o qué? Vale. Subir. Pero ahora hay un pájaro ahí. Es lo que me faltaba, está el pájaro ese.
The mentor, Alonzo, seemed to be arguing with someone.
A ver. Plantas, examinar.
The plants needed watering, badly.
Largo.
The gang had a ferocious beak. I was lucky not to lose a finger.
A ver. Caja. Tomar.
The gang had a
venga tú.
ferocious beak.
Vale, espérate,
I
le
was
puedo
lucky not
tirar...
to lose a finger.
Le puedo tirar la mierda esta de salchicha que tengo. Inventario. No sé por qué... No sé por qué cada vez que...
Here you go.
Mira. A tomar por culo con la salchicha. Bah. Venga.
Whatever was in the box, Graham had clearly not wanted anyone to find it. Inside was a small glass lens. It had deep cuts scored across its surface. But that wasn't all. Tucked beneath was a photograph. A picture of a stalker. A child's face pressed against the window. Suddenly I realized that it wasn't just Milo. It was clear that multiple children were being taken into the city, and somehow Graham was connected to it.
Vale. Ay, espérate, ¿y si le tiro a las plantas? Espérate.
Excuse me, please.
¿Puedo tirarle a la planta esa? A ver, quiero hablar contigo, tío. ¿Me dejas hablar?
Excuse me.
Good afternoon, sir.
Gala de la aspiración. ¿Qué es
What's
esto?
this about a celebration tonight?
The Aspiration Day Gala. Madam Songbird is so looking forward to it. It has populated approximately 83% of our conversations. In fact, any time someone spoke of it, your heart rate would elevate and you would perspire, sir. Heavily.
Is that why Graham left?
Is Sir referring to himself? Or a friend also named Graham?
Do I have any friends?
None, sir.
Songbird doesn't seem too upset about her husband.
And why would she be? The glorious Master Graham has returned to us.
Es glorioso.
Sounds like my wife didn't miss me all that much.
I'm confident Madame Songbird's affection was simply kept hidden. On the inside.
Vale.
I need you to do something for me.
Just say the word, sir.
Please, can you open the windows, Chipworth?
Very good, sir.
Creo que puedo... No sé si puedo regar las plantas esas. Voy a intentarlo. Con una lata de mierda de esa.
There was a boot print. Curious.
Vale.
Someone had stepped up onto
No.
the toilet seat.
Quiero subir. Creo que está abierto. A ver si tiro una botella.
The mentor, Alonzo, seemed to be arguing with someone.
Ah, no.
The plants needed watering badly.
No. ¿Puedo tirar solo salchichas? No, no puedo hacer nada aquí. Me bajo. Ya se cerrará, ¿no? Porque la tía la va a cerrar, pero bueno. La tía está aquí. ¿Qué hace aquí? Sí, si necesito algo, pero te vas, no sé. Hablar.
Songbird, I'm sorry
For what?
Marido.
that your husband is dead.
Hey, win some, lose some.
That's pretty harsh.
Look, stranger. You told me your secret, so I'll tell you mine. Last few years, Graham gave up trying to be anything other than the dullard he really was. If it weren't for the kudos for being married, I'd have dumped him months ago. You're new here, so a word of advice? You want to win in Union City? Learn the rules and play the game.
My name's Foster, by the way. Robert Foster.
Songbird.
Is there anything more you can tell me about Graham?
Not much. He was a loner whose only friends were idiots like him.
Could Graham have had anything to do with kidnapping?
For both our sakes, I hope not.
What were you saying about kudos?
Were you born yesterday?
Let's just say I'm new here.
Okay, newbie. Here's how it works in Union City. Be a good example, stay happy, and you get kudos.
Which you spend?
Well, kinda, but not really. The higher your kudos level, the lower you are in the city. Simple.
So kudos is bad?
Aren't you listening? Lower. Lower is better.
Ah, vale, por eso está, como está en la primera planta.
Bad news, as far as my kudos level is concerned.
What do you mean?
Graham was always rambling on about this hacker friend of his. Had a daft name. Leet, I think.
Leet?
Any idea where I could find Leet?
Probably somewhere up top, with the other degenerates. If I were you, I'd stay away.
Are you a collector?
What?
Toys. You have quite the collection.
Oh, yes. The whole set of cuddly kiddies. Even the limited edition Mama Bear from 5 years back. Well, I did have the whole set, at least.
Did something happen?
Bartleby went missing, that's what. I asked Graham about
Vale,
it,
ahora
and he
puedo hablar
denied
sobre
all
eso.
knowledge. Then, when I tried to use the Mama Bear tracker to find dear Bartleby, he threw her across the room.
Clumsy.
Clumsy. Those bears were my engagement gift. He hid Bartleby just to spite me.
Graham had taken Songbird's toy Bilby, but I couldn't figure out what he'd have wanted with it. Wherever he'd gone, Graham clearly didn't want to be tracked.
Localizador de
It's a
muñecos.
Mama Bear tracker.
What do you think? It tracks her babies.
Her babies?
The cuddly kiddies. Most toys in Union City are tracker-enabled. Lost toys mean screaming babies. Unless you got a tracker.
Mind if I have a look at the tracker?
Go ahead, though the screen is broken. Squeeze the left ear to turn it on.
Vale.
What does Bartleby Bilby look like?
Bartleby is a bilby. Adorable, long ears. Like a bandicoot and a rabbit all rolled into one. At least he was.
Un
Before he went
conejo.
missing.
Vale.
That's all for
Entonces, ¿puedo usar al robot para localizar el
It
conejo?
looked like Graham had taken Bartleby and didn't want it tracked. I had a hunch that he had taken it to Leet, but had no idea why.
Vale, entonces esta tía tiene el oso este de aquí.
In Union City, even the teddy bears had screens.
Vale.
This one was broken.
Vale, solo puedo acceder a la chimenea y ya está. No hay nada más aquí.
The device was now on, but with the screen broken, I'd need to find another way to get at the data. I wondered why Graham had taken a children's toy.
Hello there. I'm Mama Bear.
Hi.
Mama Bear looks after all the cuddly kitties. Are you looking for one of my children?
Sí.
I'm looking for Bartleby Bilby.
Don't worry, child. Look at my tummy to find your missing friend.
Vale. Pero claro, como no está roto la pantalla, no puedo mirarlo.
I didn't think Songbird would appreciate me rummaging through her things.
Esto no puedo tocar nada. Novelas de misterio, los peluches. Y ya está. Pues bueno, pues aquí no hay nada. Me tendré que ir. Ascensor. ¿Y que me baja? Sí, solo me baja. Ostras, aquí hay un robot nuevo. Mayordomo elegante.
Excuse me.
Ah, Master Grundy. What joy to see Sir again after all this time. The Poet Laureate Reginald Arthur Schnippel Esquire sends his regards and/or condolences as appropriate.
How nice of you, Reginald.
Correction, sir. If one may be so bold, Mr. Schnippel is of course Sir's human neighbor. How Sir might mistake yours truly, Tarquin, for our beloved Poet Laureate is beyond imagining.
Graffiti.
What do you think about the graffiti?
As an artiste, I find any medium a valid form of expression. Of course, the vandalism does somewhat detract from the piece.
Who are you again?
Tarquin, Fidelis Mark II domestic savant, at your service.
So you're a servant?
Savant, please. I am a highly engineered personal aid.
Vale.
Do you work in these apartments?
Of course, Master Grundy. Sir and I have been neighbors for 147 days and 11 hours.
Have you heard any reports of missing children?
Why, no, Master Graham. If anyone went missing, I'm sure AI Officer Greta would find their U-chips.
What if they were from outside the city?
Well, surely AI Officer Greta would find them by their newly implanted U-chips.
Fair enough. For all his poetry, Tarquin was still a Union City droid.
Vale, pues
See you
adiós.
later, Tarquin.
Will I?
Huh? It's just a phrase.
Shall we schedule in another meeting?
I don't think that's necessary.
Such ambiguity. A tortured soul. Alas, I am inspired.
Anda, que no me había dado cuenta que le habían pintado un graffiti.
The seal had been vandalized. Poor Joey.
Han puesto un payaso. No sé. Ah, pero está llenando agua ahí.
Water refill complete.
The cleaning robot was clearly designed to carry heavy water tanks.
Sistema de lavandería integrado. ¿Qué? Cambiar nivel del agua al 100%, cambiar nivel del agua a 0. Ya está. Aplicar.
With no hand scanners, I figured they were intended for droids.
Pero aquí he visto que hace algo. No, no tengo nada para tirarle ahí.
The holdall was stained with paint.
Sí, eso sí. Corta.
Apologies, Citizen Graham. This is not your residence.
¿Puedo subir a los demás sitios andando o qué? No, no puedo subir más pisos que con el... O sea, solo puedo subir hasta aquí.
Apologies, Citizen Graham. This is not your residence.
Solo puedo ver los anuncios. ¿Qué puedo...? Y ya está.
The picture showed an utterly unfamiliar scene from a bygone era.
Vale, pues no puedo... Me está regando las plantas el robot. Ahí hay unos tíos ahí fuera. Eso... ¡Hola!
Dear me, a terrible situation. Very troubling indeed.
Mentor, given your experience, your input here would be greatly appreciated.
Orana, isn't it? You strike me as a fine young officer of the Ministry of Well-Being. Would you say that's an accurate description?
I'm flattered, sir.
Your record is exemplary, I believe.
I do my best, sir.
I'm sure you do. So please, don't let me down. Fix this mess.
Mess? You mean the girl?
The whole untidy situation.
Yes, sir.
Atta girl. Keep a smile on your face. After all, it's Aspiration Day, isn't it? The happiest day of the year.
I'll take care of it, sir.
I know you will. By the way, a call to pest control wouldn't go amiss.
Of course, sir.
Meanwhile, I shall isolate this area until this unfortunate incident has been resolved.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your advice.
We're all here to learn from each other. Take care now.
Asustar al pájaro. O sea, yo intento asustar al pájaro y no me hace ni puto caso.
Miss! Who, me? Hey! You can see forever up here! You know, be free!
Miss, you have to be careful.
Careful or careless? I know which one I want to be.
Why don't you come down, yes? Miss Dijon, is that right? Raquel Dijon.
Yeah! That's... me. I think...
Raquel!
Raquel? Did you say Raquel?
You need to come down.
What? Where am I? Oh no! Help! Help!
Hearing her name had triggered a total change in the girl's behavior. I needed to find a way to get her down before she fell. The girl looked almost frozen with fear. Hell of a place to get stuck.
Are you okay?
No! I don't know how I got up here!
Raquel! Raquel Dijon! Don't panic. I'm from the Ministry of Well-Being.
How can we help?
Nothing to see here, sir. I suggest you go back inside and enjoy some screen-based entertainment.
Excuse me? I'd like to make a complaint.
Please, both of you. I'm a welfare officer. I know how to deal with this kind of problem. I just need to check the negotiation protocol.
Well, thank goodness the Ministry is on this. It's all very distracting.
Can you see any way down from there?
No!
We'll work something out. Hold on. How did you get up there?
I don't know! Please! I'm frightened!
She climbed the outside of the building. Astounding agility, by the way. Most impressive.
I don't remember!
Bravo, miss!
Sit tight. We'll soon have you down.
What's your name?
Her name is Raquel. Now,
Se llama Grito Pelado.
But of course, that makes far more sense. She told me her name was Rat Girl. But it would appear her grotesque moniker signifies little more than a deplorable deficiency of elocutionary attainment. Rat Girl, indeed.
Please, gentlemen, now is not the time.
Anyone got any ideas?
Yes, I do. I have an idea.
Go on.
Never use a simile when a metaphor suggests itself.
What?
I'm in the middle of composing an Aspiration Day poem, but my lexiconic cupboard is bare, so to speak. Hence the requirement for...
Wait, is this idea about your poem?
Well, yes. You asked if anyone had an idea.
No ha especificado, claro, no ha especificado el contexto.
What are you painting?
Sir, please, you're not helping.
What? I didn't... I don't know!
Her work is rather inspired, don't you think? I do believe art may be her calling.
Please, both of you.
Help me!
Anyone got any ideas to help the girl?
I'm still searching through this ministry protocol, but to be honest, we've gone rather off script.
Keep looking. I'll see if I can find a practical solution around here. Can you see any way down from there?
No!
We'll work something out. Hold on.
Vale, se nos
Don't
tiene
worry,
que...
we'll get you down safely.
Please stop making promises. Who's the welfare officer here?
From that height, the girl wouldn't fare much better than the cat.
A ver...
This particular spot seemed popular with the local birds.
No sé, a lo cual tengo que subir arriba desde mi casa.
It was a hand scanner.
Vale, a lo mejor tengo que darle con esto. ¿Por qué mi muñeco se ha ido a pasearse por ahí? Ni puta idea. He puesto los aspersores, no sé para qué. Vale. Vale. Habrá que subirte de alguna forma. Por mi ventana puedo mirar.
The blind blocked out all the light from outside.
No, es por mi ventana, por el cuarto de baño. No es por el corte, vale. Pero por aquí puedo salir. No, a ver. Puedo asomarme por aquí por la ventana.
That girl was still stuck on the ledge. There was no way to reach her from here.
No puedo entrar desde... No puedo verla desde aquí.
Chipworth?
Hello, Master Graham.
Do I know someone called Leet?
I can neither confirm nor deny that, sir.
Why's that?
When Sir was shorter and stouter, it was made very clear that I was not to discuss such information with anyone, not even Sir himself.
Okay. Do you know if I know someone called Leet?
Excellent loophole, sir. Yes, I do know with absolute certainty whether Sir knows someone called Leet.
That's good enough for me.
I
need you to do something for me.
Just say the word, sir.
Please, can you water the plants, Chipworth?
Very good, sir.
Pues no sé. Bueno, a ver. Entonces, ¿cómo salgo? La tía está ahí arriba.
The girl looked almost frozen with fear. Hell of a place to get stuck.
¿Cómo ha subido ahí? Es que la cuestión es ¿cómo ha subido ahí? No puedo subir, no puedo bajar, no sé.
The cleaning robot was clearly designed to carry heavy water tanks. Looked like someone planned on doing some painting.
No, ahí puedo hacer algo con el inventario, pero no puedo hacer nada. Pintura.
Someone had spilled paint on the floor. The cleaning robot was clearly designed to carry heavy water tanks. I doubted I'd be able to get it to sit still long enough.
Espérate, ¿y si le digo al robot que tiene que hacer la colada y se baja abajo y peta? Lo de la colada porque lo he puesto al revés. No sé, es alguna opción.
Please?
Ven aquí, robot estúpido.
Chipworth?
Good afternoon, sir.
I need you to do something for me.
Gonzalo Blanco Jiménez. Y bienvenido a mi canal. Es juego para PC este.
Sí, es un juego de PC. Bienvenido al directo, compañero. Bienvenido. Es un juego de PC, sí, efectivamente. Es un juego que ha salido hace poco en PC. Si te gustan las aventuras gráficas. No sé cómo...
Parece chulo.
A mí me ha gustado gráficamente. Lo que pasa es que, claro, tiene sus cosillas de difícil.
Sí me gustan.
A ver. No sé. Voy a cambiar el canal a esta. A ver. A ver. Le doy y ¿qué?
Aventuras gráficas.
Sí, esto es una aventura gráfica. Está muy bien. No sé para qué he encendido yo el...
Hello again.
Good day, Master Grundy.
Chica.
What should we do about that girl?
We should inform the Ministry of Well-Being.
But the Ministry is already here.
How very efficient! The missive was only sent a moment ago.
Pues no me dices nada, tío. No me dices nada del robot este.
For now.
Tengo... ¿Dónde lo compraste? ¿En Steam? Sí, es de Steam. Hombre, no lo compré, me lo regalaron.
¿Dónde lo compraste en Steam?
I had something of a tragedy.
I'd rather.
Me lo han regalado. O sea, no, si me preguntas el precio no te puedo decir el precio exactamente porque me lo han regalado y no puedo decir. Exactamente, me lo han regalado, no te puedo decir el precio, compañero.
Vale.
Si no te diría, pues oye, pues cuesta tanto, pero ya te digo, es una key que me han regalado y de Steam y no sé el precio. A ver, esto me abre esto de aquí y esto de aquí.
Es largo.
A ver, cambiar el... pues es bastante largo. Porque estoy en el principio. Y esto, a ver, esto se puede mover.
Buenas.
Esto se puede mover, no se puede mover. Ah, mira. Vale. A ver lo que pasa. Yo creo que ahora sí. Buenas, César. A ver, por ahora me parece que es largo, porque es el segundo directo que hago del juego y el primer directo fue solo para entrar aquí como un tutorial. A ver.
El nombre es...
El nombre es Beyond a Steel Sky.
Can you see any way down from there?
No! And everything's wet now thanks to that robot.
Hold on. We'll work something out. Think you can get on the robot when it passes?
Gracias.
Se llama Beyond a Steel Sky. Es la segunda parte, es una secuela de un clásico.
Can't you try and be more encouraging?
You have a reasonably good eye for aesthetics.
Thank you. Now, grab on tight. We'll be right underneath you.
You'll be fine.
Human grip strength is famously reliable. Only in short bursts.
Okay, here goes.
Vale, ahora vendrá el robot. Ah, se llena ahí, ahora se llena en el exterior. Y ahora irá a tener que ir a la... Tiene que ir a la pintura. No, ahora tendrá que ir ahí y cuando tire el agua saldrá volando porque lleva un... Ahí, cógete, tía, cógete. ¿Por qué no se ha cogido?
Excuse me.
Sir?
What's going on?
Pero ¿por qué me voy a preguntar qué está pasando?
Anything I can do?
No needs.
Really?
No, bueno.
Why is the monopod locked down?
To keep people...
How?
Well...
Ah, esto ya lo sé.
But I'd really...
A little patience, sir, would be appreciated.
I'll let you get back to work.
Thanks.
Pero el robot ese no sé por qué... Sí, ahora se va a subir el robot, pero... Como no suba yo con el robot...
¿Cómo vas, Makoto?
Pues aquí liado para salvar a una tía. Pero no sé.
Excuse me, sir.
Hello again.
Good day, Master Grundy.
Can you think of a way of getting that girl?
Vale, si esto ya lo sé.
Oh, did sir mean get her down safely?
Tendré que modificar al robot.
I do.
Vale, esto está... Ah, pero sí puedo hacer esto. Puedo mover este caudal aquí. Claro, y ahora el caudal será 0 cuando el robot se vaya a rellenar. No se rellenará de agua y la tía se podrá enganchar al robot. Porque ahora el robot le tira agua y la tía no se puede enganchar al robot. Pero cuando... Ahora intente rellenarse y como he puesto que el caudal será 0... No se llenará, digo yo. Vale, no se rellena. Y ahora irá a hacer el mismo movimiento, pero podrá bajar la tía porque la tía no se enganchaba porque el robot le tiraba agua. Creo. Exacto, efectivamente. Y he salvado a la tía esta que tiene cara de tontita.
How do you feel, Raquel? Are you okay?
I don't know.
Well, I'm glad that's all sorted. Shall I call a pod for her?
I've got it from here, thank you. Raquel, what were you even doing up there?
I don't know. I don't really remember anything.
Vale. Vamos a hablar.
I look glad to be back on solid ground. Excuse me.
Mr. Grundy. Oh,
Futurama
Mr.
XD.
Grundy.
Sí, el robot, ¿no?
Bravo, Mr. Grundy. Your actions in this situation were sublime, albeit unconventional. The local noise levels have already returned to normal, and the building will soon sparkle again.
I'm more concerned about the girl. Is she gonna be okay?
Yes, blah, blah, blah. And all that.
Sí, bla 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 bla.
Officer, wouldn't you say that Mr. Grundy's actions today warrant a kudos boost? Hmm?
Of course. Thank you for the suggestion.
Tarquin, miss.
Orana. Orana Newblood.
Yeah, like the guy said. Graham Grundy.
Mr. Grundy?
What is the reflection spa?
What is the... Are you feeling okay, Graham? Everyone this side of the industrial level has heard of reflections.
Oh, you mean that reflection spa. It's been a long day.
Next, you'll be asking me to tell you about this Joey guy.
No, I'm familiar.
Raquel.
Raquel. Is she always like that?
What do you mean?
Well, I met her earlier, and she seemed like a totally different person.
She's been through a big ordeal. Nothing that a trip to the reflection spa won't sort out.
Graffiti.
Will she be in trouble for the graffiti?
Well, no real harm done. The droid will clean it up, eventually. That said, her kudos rating will take a hit.
All because she defaced Joey?
People loved Joey, and what he did for us.
Joey was my friend. We did so much together.
Well, he might be gone, but he's not forgotten. You can find out about our savior at the Museum of New History.
So, do you work here?
I'm an officer for the Ministry of Well-Being.
You often have to talk girls off high ledges?
My first one.
You did a good job.
Thanks.
Museo?
You mentioned I could find out about Joey in a museum?
Yes. The Museum of New History has exhibits about how he transformed the city. I'd recommend it to anyone who wants to learn about him and his legacy.
A museum dedicated to Joey? He'd be proud of that for sure.
Well, it's not all Joey. They have a special exhibit about the previous administration. Old technology, maps, that sort of thing. My advice, though, is to avoid dwelling on the past. Anyway, taking in some culture is good for you. Find it at the piazza, if you get the chance.
Y a ver.
How is the girl doing?
She'll be fine. This sort of trauma is best handled at the reflection spa.
I'm on the trail of a missing kid called Milo. I think he's somewhere in Union City.
That shouldn't be difficult. Any greeter terminal will be able to find him via U-chip.
No, that won't help. He was brought here from the Gap.
That's not possible.
I assure you.
Where did you say you worked, Mr. Grundy?
That'd be the Ministry of Comfort.
I suggest you concentrate on your work and leave well-being issues to the appropriate ministry.
I guess I should get going.
Bueno, pues...
Yeah, well, thanks for your help.
I suppose I should thank you too.
No problem. You take care.
You too, Mr. Grundy. If you need any well-being support, just ask for me at a greeter terminal, or Rana New Blood. Come on, Raquel, let's get you to the spa. You'll be feeling better in no time. No need to worry, Raquel. You're safe now. Happy faces all round, right? In fact, this calls for a celebration. It is Aspiration Day after all.
Oh, goodness. Is it?
All day. And you know what?
Mira que es fea la tía, con las orejas y la dentadura que le han puesto, la pobre.
I'll pull a string or two, and we'll get you straight to the front of the line.
Bueno, y pone mujer joven. Se había quedado pillado ahí y ponía mujer joven. Bueno, pobre robot, le voy a arreglar esto. Nah, no puedo arreglarlo. Ah, que haga lo que quiera el robot. ¿Y esto qué? ¿Esto está cerrado o puedo irme? Ah, tiene que venir una esfera, ¿no?
Pod has been requested. Please wait for embarkation.
Ah, mira, por ahí viene. Uy. Ahí estamos. Podría ir a la plaza. Oh. Voy a guardar la partida. Voy a dejar el directo por aquí, la verdad. Así que tengo un diamante. Objetivo de investigación vinculado a Graham de los Stalkers. No sé. Guardando partida. Dentro de las murallas. En el anterior directo estuve 2 horas y 5 minutos. Y vamos a guardar sobre él. Y hemos estado...
F llegue tarde.
Casi 4 horas llevamos. Pero si has estado por aquí desde el principio, si te has ido para ver otra cosa, pues ya no es mi problema. Bueno, gente, pues nada, voy a dejar el directo por aquí. Muchas gracias a todos los que se han pasado por el directo, que no habrá sido mucha gente. Hoy, bueno, pues no ha habido mucha gente, pero poca y buena gente. Así que nada, gente, un saludillo, cuidaros mucho y nos vemos en un próximo directo.